16 months. I waited 16 months and finally I got my Explorer II, model number 226570. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Howard. I'm a watch enthusiast. From time to time, I'll try to do some watch reviews to share with you, so I'd appreciate your support by subscribing and to follow my channel. Now, vast majority of the watches I review are obviously not mine watches. I borrow them from different sources. But, every once in a while, every few years, I do, like many watch enthusiasts ourselves, we do try to buy a watch for ourselves as well. And in this video, I will talk a little bit about why I decided to go for the Explorer II and the purchase process, right? I actually did a review of this watch, the polar white one and also the black one last year. So I'll put the link in the description below. You can watch the full review of the watch, but today is more about the experience and the decision. So I love GMT watches, and I had an Omega Seamaster GMT and also a Rolex GMT Master 2. I bought, the Omega was a long time ago and the GMT Master 2 was from, I think, 2015. But in the last few years though, I started to, again, have a little bit of a change of taste in terms of the dial colors. A lot of these watches are black dials, which is fine, but I'm also started to like more of the lighter colors, silver, white. I'm certainly, the green and blue color have been very popular in the last few years, and I also have a blue watch I bought a few years ago. But in terms of the GMT, again, like I said, I had it for a while, and I was looking for something a little bit new. And then when this new one came out in 2001, I'm like, wow, it's pretty nice. Even though overall it looks the same as the previous one, but with the newer caliber and the longer power reserve, some subtle changes, it looks like it's a really good, nice one. Because GMT Master 2 from Rolex, unless you go for the meteorite, the silver dial, or the precious metal, right, the white gold or yellow gold, you can get a blue or green dial. But the rest of the regular GMT, it's all black dial, whether it's the Pepsi, the Batman, or the Sprite, right? And there are not a lot of light colors. If you want the light color within the Rolex family, Explorer 2 obviously have the white and the black options, and this white one is what I prefer, versus the black one. And that's the reason I decided to go for a Explorer 2. Now, I went to my dealer last year, 2022 in April, basically registered my interest. Why did I go in April 2022? Because when this one came out in 2021, I know it's going to be a little bit more popular. I don't have a huge spend history with the dealer, so the first year going there asking for a new release, it's going to be difficult to get. So I kind of waited for a year. Plus, if you recall, by April of last year, the global economy started to show significant deteriorations. The stock market started to crash because of the war, the inflation, everything. So there's really a fear of a deep recession, at least at that time. It hasn't materialized in most parts of the world, including the US. But, people are worried about the economy. I think that a lot of people are expecting to spend less on big ticket luxury items for sure. So, the point there is maybe the wait time when I put my name down will be a little bit shorter. Certainly, for Explorer 2 type of watch, they're nowhere near the popularity of the Daytona and the GMT or even the Submariner, right? The Explorer 2, the Yachtmaster, some of the two-tone watches seems to be a little bit easier to get, even if you don't have a huge spend history. Now, so that's the timing I decided to put my name down in April of last year. And in terms of spend history, most dealers require you to spend a lot in order to get a popular sports watch. a Rolex dealer, right, quickly. And I don't have that history, right? Like a lot of the watch enthusiasts, we have a decent job, but we're not, we're nowhere near rich, right? We're upper middle class, maybe affluent level, but we're not rich. We don't have the kind of money, $50,000 a year minimum to spend at a Rolex AD in order to get that nice sports one everyone wants. So this is my fourth new Rolex purchases. I bought 3 before, but the first 2 I bought it from a different dealer. With the current dealer, I've only bought one back in 2019. I spent about 13,000. It's a non-sports model, so it was easier to get. You just wait a few more months and you get it. So from 19 to now, I haven't spent anything with the dealer, quite frankly, right? So again, like I said, watch lovers like us, we don't buy a nice watch every year, right? Maybe every 3 to 5 years to celebrate something big, or reward yourself for hard working, so every 3 to 5. So I figured, it's been a few years, with my taste in terms of the GMT changing, it's time to put down a request. Now, when I initially put down my request, I thought, you know what, with the economy, everything, maybe 6 to 9 months, or 9 months on the longer side. So April last year, put down the request, end of the year 2022, perhaps I get a call. But that obviously didn't happen. But that's okay, because for me, look, I got other watches to wear, I got other nicer watches, and I got tons of cheap Casio watches. That's actually what I wear most of the time, $20, $30 watches. That's most of my daily wears anyway. So I'm not in a rush, but I think as a general rule of thumb, when you put down a request like that, you do want to kind of, touch base with your dealer or salesperson, every few months in person, just to, number one, continue to show your interest. You're still interested in this watch. Number two, just to go in there, talk a little bit about what else is coming out, what's the market right now, just kind of keep your name on top of their list, right? Nobody knows how they really work. I have no idea how many other people is, requesting this watch. So building that relationship with the salesperson is obviously critical. Like I said, I don't have the spend history, but I do try to show my genuine interest, right? Hey, I want to continue work with you guys. This is one of the ones I'm interested in. Eventually I will, potentially buy more other stuff as well. But I'm not trying to show desperation, right? That's not what I want to show. I don't want to show, oh God, come on, man, where's my watch? That's not needed. If you're really desperate, you want to get it right away, go for the secondary market, because the Explorer II, as I said, it's not very popular or less popular. Retail $9,650, but on the secondary market in the US, you can buy a brand new one for about $13,000. Yes, it's still a 30% markup, but they're readily available. If you buy it from a private party, brand new, pretty much, 12,500. Or even pushing 12, you could probably get it, right? That's a 20% markup. But again, I'm not in a rush. I can wait. I can wait a little bit longer. 16 months, it's definitely a little bit longer than I thought. But at the end of the day, I have to say, I'm happy. I appreciate what my salesperson did for me. Got me one, and and I'm very happy. So let me put it on my wrist. Just do a quick wrist shot. But first, some basic stats. It's 42 millimeter case, but the bezel, side-by-side bezel, when I measured it, it's only 41.2 millimeters. Lug-to-lug, 49.6. It's not too bad. Thickness is not very thick, 12.4. So overall, it's a decent size. It's not super light. It's the kind of regular weight, 164.5 grams, or about 5.84 ounces. Let's try to see on my wrist. So my wrist is small, 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters. But I think, as I mentioned in many watch videos, I can wear up to 42 millimeter case as long as it's not too thick. So if I tighten the bracelet, looks pretty good. Yes, in the corner, it's still kind of, you can see some space at the corner. But overall, it doesn't look too gigantic, right? When you tighten the bracelet, it doesn't look too big at all. And the key is, like I said, I can tolerate a little bit bigger cases, but definitely, personally, I cannot tolerate a watch that is super thick, because my wrist is, it's not very thick. And if I'm wearing a watch that's, 13.8, 14 plus millimeters, it felt like a big piece of brick sitting on top of my wrist. But 12.4, it's not too bad at all. again, you know, it's a very nice piece. I know it doesn't get the love people want. It doesn't have the ceramic bezel. This is I think it's still the, you know, traditional silver colored bezel, and also the bezel doesn't rotate. That's the difference, you know, compared to the GMT Master 2. Even though the engine, the caliber is the same, 3285, but you know, again, you know, Rolex try to distinguish between the Explorer 2 and the GMT Master 2, make it slightly different for different, you know, populations. But overall, yeah, 16 month, you know, took a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm very happy I got it. So just want to do a quick video and share with you guys. And again, this is the Rolex Explorer 2 model number 226570. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.